Do you know what? I just realised I didn't do an outro to the season. Probably the last video I did was European finals. We were going into the national finals. And then I forgot to post anything. So here's how the national finals went, I suppose. So there you have it. We ended up 7th in the championship, considering that I didn't race at Bug Jam, which is the biggest points race of the season, because I was up in the tower working. The gearbox was broken. The casing was at Pro Race Engineer, and they were fitting a new diff to me. My God, was that a game changer. A lot of people say to me, what's your favourite modifications on the car that you've probably done over time? There's quite a few good things, and you know, like if we're talking modifications for the performance, then the diff, that was a game changer. But at the same time, if you remember, I did fit some new slicks at the same time, so I think the new slicks and the diff really helped massively. So it doesn't really help you there. I would still always say buy slicks first, and run with an open diff, and then at some point when you can afford it, get a diff, because it is quite expensive to buy, fit. You've got to do ARP bolts as well at the same time, really get it all shimmed. But it's been a game changer. I haven't missed a gear, I don't think. I probably did, but you know, I mean, compared to before where I kept missing loads of gears, that was clearly an issue in the gearbox with one of the I don't know what it was, something in there that was broken. I can't remember. It's so long ago. Of course, it's now coming up to the end of October. Racing season is nearly done. Unfortunately, we didn't manage to get Lily in the car just yet. Time constraints, getting a child down from Leeds to come and race. So that is going to be next year. So really, there's going to be no modifications on the Golf this winter. That's the plan. Originally, I was going to drive it again next year. I had a list as long as my arm of stuff to do on the car. Remember, this was a budget car. It's no longer a budget car. Obviously, we spent quite a bit of money on it. The list of stuff that I was going to do, I mean, it was going to be like £5,000, I reckon, that I was going to spend on just doing bits and bobs to try and get it to run a 1090, which is kind of like, we had the idea of doing Super Street at TIP next year. So going for 1090, leaving the KO4 on. Yeah, but no, we decided to be sensible. The dragster needs to get back on target. So we're buying bits for the dragster. Going to World Cup finals once again in a couple of weeks' time, where we'll pick up a few bits and bobs for that. That's going to be a slow build, because as you can imagine, it costs quite a bit of money. I need to be sensible, so it won't be next year. It'll probably be the year after, but you never say never. You never know what comes along. Buy some bits, sell some bits, and we might get a little bit closer. Yeah, Lily's driving the car. I was going to change. I had this idea. I've got a Passat inlet manifold, which is the center exit inlet manifold, and then I had a spare intercooler core that I bought for the dragster, and again I paid for it. I've got it, and so I was like, well, what's the point in just selling it on for a loss? I might as well use it. So I had a center feed going into that, and it was going to come out and round, shorten the pipe work a little bit, much deeper intercooler, probably a little bit smaller in width, but I think the depth would have helped it. Got a smaller radiator, so again we're dropping a bit of weight on the front. I was going to get Lee to make a nice little tubular front end to get rid of all the plastic, so again making it just a bit more spacious in the engine bay, so you can look around. You're not really going to shave much weight off. I know taking off the rad pack, the stock rad pack, would have helped, because that's really heavy. Obviously you got twin fans, and to be honest, it wasn't until the last race meeting this year that we actually found out that we didn't even have the radiators connected for the past 2 seasons. So the engine really hasn't got that hot, and if it has, well, it's got hot, and we've done a run and we've turned it off. Of course, well, I don't really do many to any run what you brung, so very rarely ever back to back race the car. It'll always be do a run, park it up, maybe an hour, 2 hours later we go for another run. So cooling it has never really been an issue, but we did notice that the fans were not connected, so they are now, and if they want to kick in they can. But again, so I was going to change that and lose some weight on the front of the car, but of course with Lily driving the car, she's about 70-80 kilos lighter than me. Now of course she's used to driving a 60 horsepower Ford KA. when we took her to Run What You Brung at the start of the season, she ran a 20, I think it's like a 23 second, and we got her down to 20 with just practicing going round and round and just getting used to staging the car, changing the gear at the right point. And of course, that was her first time ever down the drag strip. So her first time ever going in this car is going to be completely different, because she's got burnout mode, she's got launch control, she's got that beautiful short shift gearbox, and let's be honest, she's got another 300 horsepower to contend with. So leaving the car exactly as it is makes sense. Number one, on my wallet, we'll do an oil change. I've got to clean the injectors through. Probably, maybe the only thing we will do is replace all the windows with some Lexan windows, because that was something I wanted to do this year. But that'll be, again, it'll be a case of we get round to February, and if I've got some spare cash in February, I'll go, do you know what, let's order them and get it done. But again, other than that, I'm going to leave the car exactly it is. 10, was it 1050? I think it was 1059, 118 was the best. Let's be honest, that one was, the conditions were perfect. I had a tailwind. It was the Sportsman day, the sun was out, and it was good air. So it was just one of those perfect conditions. And then after that, we never managed to get the same mile an hour. We did get to 116, but just starting the car up now to move it around in the unit and park it up and chuck the cover on it, there was something I said to Vos as we went down for our final eliminations run. I was like, is that exhaust blowing? Now, a lot of people said when we bought that exhaust manifold, they'll crack, they won't last. And I said, well, it's fine, we're only using it for a quarter mile at a time, it'll barely get any use, and of course we'll keep an eye on it. Well, we didn't really keep an eye on it, because it turns out, as you can see here, a missing bolt on the turbo. So fingers crossed the manifold's perfectly fine, but we are missing one bolt off the turbo, which, as you can imagine, that's going to drop us a bit of performance as well. So maybe the fact that we still got I keep saying two, the fact that we got 116 miles an hour with the turbo basically unbolted on one of the bolts, you can quite clearly see the gap there where the gasket has gone as well. Is quite good. So, you know, maybe that 118 is in there, and Lily will find out. So next year, of course, Lily's going to be driving the car at all VW Pro rounds. I expect that she should be able to, within testing, be able to get this into the 12s. If she can get this in the 12s and she's happy running 12s, then albeit, but of course she's lighter and the car is more than capable of running down to the 11s. So I expect really her to be in the 11s and possibly chasing my PB. As I said, not going to change anything on the car. Let her run it out for the whole season. Let her try and beat my PB. I mean, if she beats my PB in the first few runs, I will be pissed. But we really don't expect her. I've been racing for 20 years, so there's the few bits and bobs that you learn, I suppose, isn't there, over the years? But if she beats me, I'll eat my words and eat my hat, I suppose. Yeah, so next year, Lily's driving the car. I'm trying to get the dragster done. Project 2025 is the Golf, the Mark II, that has been in the unit for 8 years now. That needs to get done. That's job number one. Job number one is get the Golf done, so it's out the unit, being used. Then collect stuff for the dragster. Nearly got all my engine bits. I need some pistons, some head bolts. That's about it, really. Someone's trying to give me a turbo, but I said for the moment I was at wall. I was like, we're a year away from getting the car done, so there's absolutely no point me having a turbo off you, because I'm nowhere near getting that done. Yeah, so engine wise, pretty much I've got a lot of it, because we've got the 12 valve cranks, we've got I've got the aluminium rods that I've never got around to using. I've got the coated race bearings for rods and for mains. Shumi's going to sort me out some cams. I'm going to pick up valve train in Malta from Shumi in November as well. So pretty much got enough to make a 1,000+ horsepower R30 engine for the dragster. Then it's a case of getting some money together to build the dragster, which I suppose is going to be next season. Saving. I'm going to have to work hard over the winter, of course. It's nearly time to go back to full-time hours. Not until January though. We got World Cup finals in Malta, of course, and then Christmas. So this year is here or there. So as soon as we get to January, work hard, make some money, save, get dragster built as soon as we can. But that's it really. End of 2024. Probably have a word with the lads, see what they think. That's it. But again, if you watched any of these videos regarding the Don, of course, in 3 weeks, the Don will probably be debadged when he is El Prez. That's it. Like, subscribe, follow European Front Wheel Drive YouTube channel, Facebook, Instagram. Whoa, we're going World Cup finals, content coming from there. Malta, we're going there. T-shirts, I'm going to take as many as I can to Malta, although they've just released their own T-shirts, so that's probably fucked that idea up for me. But again, 2024 collage T-shirts, I've still got loads of them and I need to get rid of them because that is dragster money. So please, if you haven't got a collage T-shirt yet, please go and buy one. Mega raffle has literally just started. Go to the European Front Wheel Drive shop, go to our Facebook page, click the shop link, that'll take you in there. You can get your mega raffle tickets now. Once again, we are doing Fuel-Tech ECU, 32 racing wheels, Hangar 30 roll cage, and because of the Front Wheel Drive drag series coming back next year, we are doing a race suit, a helmet and a hands device. Once again, exactly as we did last year. Ticket prizes are dependent on performance of ticket sales. Last year we sold, well, I went above what I'd required and we added a precision turbo as well. 75, 76, I think it was a fucking decent one. Yeah, so once again, buy tickets early. The more tickets I sell, the more prizes I'll add. Bada bing, bada boom. See you next year. Oh, I'm still here.